Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine I can't turn myself away from. Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine is also called the Apple. Thank you very much.
Comedian, podcaster, and accused predator Bryan Callen recently tried to revive his comedy career with his latest special, False Gods. And to no one's surprise, it bombed horrendously. Like, it was so bad that it doesn't even do it justice to call.
Here's the thing, I haven't seen it. I'm gonna confess to you guys, I have not seen this special at all. I don't know what it's about. I'm gonna just do like a blind viewing of this, right? The last time I saw Bryan Callen's comedy special, probably it's something to do with apes or something like that. Educated apes, I don't remember. It's all right. It's okay. I don't know. Since Bryan Callen now has this aura around him, ever since the whole Bobby Lee situation, it's harder to kind of sort of see him in a different light. Especially also with Brendan Schaub and all the other characters that he gets with. We also saw him grift to the right, trying to buddy up with Steven Crowder. And what happened there? Nothing. Something was supposed to happen there, but I guess, Steven Crowder had his own problems, right? So it kind of just stopped, I guess, the whole process. I don't know what it was or what it would have been, but it didn't go anywhere, right? But maybe that wasn't Bryan's fault. But this comedy special that he did, I don't know, is this the end for him? Or, I mean, as the title says, Joe Rogan can't save any of his friends, but what does that have to do with the comedy special? I don't know. We'll just find out, right?
Call it a bomb. It was more so an Austin comedy mothership Nuke. So terrible that it officially placed him on the Mount Rushmore of hacks, right next to his best friends Joe Rogan and Brendan Schaub. But what made it so bad wasn't the constant air humping or the jokes about being secretly gay. Those are all Bryan Callen's signature jokes that no one's really surprised to see. What truly made this such a terrible watch was that it was so obviously tailored to the style of comedy at Joe Rogan's Mothership. It was the epitome of the Austin trans brain disease that Stavros Halkias hilariously described on his podcast. And it was honestly pretty satisfying to witness in real time, because up until now, it was merely a rumor that Austin's comedy scene was an anti-woke, homophobic wasteland that platformed some of the worst comedians alive. But now that it's all on tape, we can finally understand what guys like Shane Gillis, Bobby Lee, and Mark Maron were.
I'll be honest though, I haven't seen the worst of the worst, right? I don't think they show those guys. The standard people that go out there are, what is it? The Kill Tony guys at best are the ones that are kind of, right? But beyond that, the ones that are a little too edgy, I think they keep them in the closet,
talking about this whole time. Because during the last 10 minutes of this special, Bryan Callen goes on this weird long rant about trans people, admitting that he's scared of them and that he doesn't think they deserve to be labeled as minorities. And he starts off joking about it, but it quickly turns into a pretentious, serious speech without any jokes.
I walked into a coffee shop right here in Austin, right here, and behind the counter was a young person making espressos, and it was a man. I mean, I don't know how he identifies. I don't want to, but he had a beard, a pronounced beard, and he was also wearing a lovely summer dress, lovely. But it had straps, a floral pattern. It stopped above the knee. And so I thought that I had all these thoughts. And then I had my old guy thoughts. I couldn't believe it.
The thing is have I seen a person like that in my life? I live in California, so, what is it? The stereotype is that in California, everybody has some weird sort of fashion sense, right? But honestly, I don't know, I have never really seen somebody like that is comically or stereotypically looking like a trans person transitioning. I don't know, at that phase he was able to witness somebody just transforming right in front of his eyes, right? But I don't know, I've never had that. I don't know, it's never happened to me. I've met a trans person, right? But they're a giant minority in the US and throughout the world. They're they're kind of like unicorns in a way. They're kind of mythical.
It looked like chaos to me. It looked scary. It triggered me. It did. I was like, this is cats and dogs living together. You can't just decide you're gonna wear a dress. What the fuck, you know? It's like, how are we gonna compete with China, you know? Like, I went through these stupid thoughts. I was like, we gotta bring back the draft maybe now, you know? And that was all fear, and I just couldn't get it. And I'm just, it's like, it's the new hippie, the new punk rock. Maybe also just being older and seeing all these.
The new punk rock, right? You ever heard of glam rock? Dude looks like a lady, basically. Trying to just steal from Aerosmith there, but we've always had those type of people. It's not new, right? They've always kind of sort of existed in this world, and to make it feel like, oh, this is the first time I've ever really like seen one in the wild. It's all right, get over yourself a little bit, brother.
Young kids who probably majored in equality, and you know, and I'm just it's not my generation, and he's wearing a dress and a beard, and it just looked like a revolution. It looked like change that I wasn't included in.
And really, the only hilarious part about this rant is that
it's like a Barnum and Bailey act, right? Like, you only could see that at the circus. You ever seen a woman with a beard? You only could get that type of show in the circus, you know, or YouTube. I don't mean it like that. Like, it's just a joke.
you can barely hear anyone laughing. Maybe a handful of people at most. And mind you, these are the same people that watch Kill Tony unironically, okay? So not even the most conservative, Trump-loving crowd in the world find this funny. And on top of the fact that this particular audience was extremely right-winged people, what makes it worse is that they also happen to be Bryan's own friends and family. Like back when Callen talked about recording this special, he literally listed off who was in the audience, naming some of the most conservative, gun-loving influencers you could possibly imagine.
I saw everybody. Everybody came to the show. So flattering. Michael Malice and Lex Friedman and Nicky Rod and
but this is the thing though, right? Like, you can keep, circling around who are these like right winger guys, right? Sure, right, they're right wingers, but isn't Texas like sort of like now like a purple state, right? Like, it's mixed. Like, there's some liberals out there now. You can't really say they're all fully all of his whole crowd is Republican. You're gonna make that assumption up. It's like it's probably gonna not be like 100% accurate. There's gonna be like, without a doubt, there's gonna be one or two, right? Every one of them can't be Republican. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, is like American Media trying to make that assumption that every one of the people in the crowd is Republican? Like, there has to be one or two, right? Like, let me know, guys. Come on, in the chat. What do you guys think?
Catherwood.
Gordon Ryan.
Mike Catherwood,
of course. Our boys from Drinking Bros, Dan Holloway.
Love them.
Dan Crenshaw came. Fucking Tim Kennedy came.
Timmy came.
Evan Hafer from Black Rifle. It was literally everybody.
Our crew came out,
It was so cool, man.
So the fact that not even the majority of the audience was laughing here really tells you how strange and off-putting this whole thing was. It was almost like Callen was trying to relate to them with how hard he was going on the anti-trans stuff here, but he went so ham.
Yeah, what do they call it? Pandering to the crowd, huh? Also, what do they call it also? It's literally an echo chamber, an echo theater.
On the topic that not even the Black Rifle Trump supporters could relate, especially when Callen goes on to insinuate that the whole trans movement was pushed by major corporations, who, according to Callen, essentially made Caitlyn Jenner an industry plant and forced poor victims of the movement like himself to comply with their narrative.
Well, I don't know it's very interesting to me because it kind of happened. Well, it happened 2015 when Bruce Jenner had an 8-hour operation. And he woke up Caitlyn Jenner. And then a minute later, he won Woman of the Year. And that, I remember that. That was crazy. And I remember I was just a bunch of like conservatives and traditional.
That was a wacky year. And also in that same year, didn't she like run over people or something like that? Like, allegedly, I guess.
Americans, I was like, I have some questions, And we quickly found out the time for questions was over, bigot. This has all been settled science. We don't need your voice. We saw what you did to the other minorities, Whitey. And I was like, what? And, because her support system was very, very strong. I mean, and vast. I mean, I'm talking about, well, I don't know, let's see. All of the fashion industry, all of Hollywood,
Did he work on this material? Is this just like off the top of his dome right now? He's just making shit up. I would think that if you get you do your special, you're gonna have your bullet points
all of corporate America, all of legacy media, all of big tech. And that's a formidable group of people. They can make or break you. And so suddenly it was like the feelings became sacrosanct, new for my generation. If you were talking about feelings in my generation, you better be, if you were talking about how something felt, you better be talking about shoes, bitch. But this was different. This was new. And by the way, this wasn't just about protecting feelings. This was about saving lives. So that's why if you had any naysayers, they had to be de-amplified, de-emphasized, de-platformed, defunded, destroyed. So you better be careful. So be on the right side of history.
Bryan, name 5 trans people that you care about or know about. Probably can't. Well, what's her name? That runner person that ran over people. Well, Callen Kardashian, right? I don't know. Who else? The person from Orange Is the New Black. What's another trans person? The person that that swam, right? And then they wound up being 3rd place. Like, I don't know. It's not like a cultural impacty worthy kind of thing. Like Dave Chappelle did this like 6-7 years ago. This is dead, like hot topic kind of stuff, right? It's done, dude. Like, you're a little late to that party of trashing on the trans, right? Or not? Am I wrong, guys, or what? Like, are we still gonna be trying to make them some sort of problem? Like, they exist, and that's why our lives are shitty. Like, they don't affect me. Like, I don't understand why. Like, what do you think that they like play a part in your life? Not really. I don't think so. Not in my life. In your guys' life, you ever gotten jumped or something by all these like trans? Like, you ever got jumped by a trans group of people? Like, I don't know. Like, what's the issue there?